to Midday Kentucky. We are here with Dr. James StillWell, and he is a licensed pastoral counselor, and he is with Dr. James StillWell Ministries. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming back.
Here.
Love having you in.
Always.
And we're going to be talking about single folks living in a couples world, right?
Yes.
And so, you know, when you were coming and we were talking kind of backstage, we were talking about Noah's Ark and how everything is 2 by 2 with Noah's Ark. Is the world really like this?
You know, American society is about 50% single adults and about 50% married adults. Mm-hmm. And to look at television, especially to look at ads, you would think that everybody's married.
You would.
You know, oftentimes. Because that's a targeted demographic, because it's perceived to have more money. But that could be another cultural thing to make single adults, you know, can cause single adults to feel kind of alone.
Yeah, and kind of uncomfortable.
I would say for me personally, I don't feel that pressure being single, but I think it might be because I don't feel that pressure from my family.
Right.
And you've said a lot of the expectations come from people around us, right?
Yeah, you are, I think, more of a unique person in that you're already kind of independent. And so many times, and I think in this state as well, people feel like they have to get married in order to leave their culture or leave their family, to be, especially women. So oftentimes there is that pressure.
Wow. And you know, these people, when they're, I mean, because they're not only single because they've never married, they might also be single because they have been married too, and feeling that pressure again to be married in this world.
Right.
So how do they stop worrying about getting married or finding that other partner when they really aren't even happy with themselves? How do they?
Yeah,
how do they stop?
you've kind of described it right there.
Yeah.
It's about being happy with yourself. You can need to stop worrying about what other people think, and stop fantasizing that married people have it great and that single people have it bad.
Right.
You know, or fantasizing that it's going to be terrible when you're old and alone and you're going to be a bag lady or an old man in the park. You know, but actually making plans and enjoying this moment with the freedom that you have.
Yeah, one of your tips you say, embrace the freedom that might not be available to couples.
Right.
How can someone do that?
Well, when you are a couple, you are always checking in, hopefully, with your partner and making sure that you're both on the same page and you're both happy and you've got a balanced sense of time with each other and alone. You don't have to worry about that when you're single. You can pretty much do what you want to do.
When you want to do it.
When you want to do it and have, you know, ice cream for breakfast or whatever, you know.
But how do you find the balance between wanting a partner and not prioritizing your happiness on it? Like I want to be married, and that's something I want in my life.
Yeah.
But how do I look for something without having my happiness hinge on it? You know what I mean? Like something you're wanting that you aren't there yet.
It's like anything else. You set goals. You do what you need to do to reach those goals. Okay. But you're content with where you are. Okay. Not always looking on the other side of the fence thinking the other person is happy and I'm not. But focusing on your own happiness is the best way you're going to run into somebody else who's happy.
Well, you know, and it's interesting because I am married. Doug and I have been married for 20 years, and it's not all roses, that's for sure. Being a married couple for that long, I mean, we've had our ups and downs, and we've worked through them. But you know, when you have a married couple, you still, even though you're married, you still have to be happy within yourself.
Right.
And that's, you're a couple, but you're still finding that happiness within yourself, and you're constantly seeking that too throughout the marriage.
We were talking earlier, y'all were talking earlier about mental health.
Yeah.
And so you don't have half a person plus half a person equals a whole person. You want to focus on being mentally, physically, spiritually healthy yourself, so you've got something to bring to someone else.
Exactly.
Or if you don't have someone else, that's okay too, because you're comfortable with your own self.
What is your advice for single people who would like to meet someone? They want that partner. How do you meet people in this world?
Especially
what do you
in
say
this
to
world.
people?
Yeah, there's all kinds of opportunities. Wedding season's coming up.
Okay,
Dress up
go
and
alone.
go to the weddings.
Okay, so don't bring a friend as a date. Go solo.
Right, why
so
not?
that you can meet someone.
Have a good time, and you're all dressed as your best self, and that's kind of fun. Be involved in activities that you love, that you enjoy, recreationally, and you're going to meet other people who enjoy the same things. So there's always the online thing too, and that works for some people, but I would want to emphasize the face-to-face, the actually being in organizations and places where you meet people who are like you.
Well, Dr. Stillwell, always a great advice.
Awesome.
We appreciate you coming in. All your information, it's there up on your screen, drjamesstillwell.com. Thanks again.
Thank you.